What is it, brother?
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. My boy, what have you done? This is a disaster. What troubles you? Are you interested in what's inside? Forbidden books, written by the devil himself. Forget about them.
Peace be with you, brother. Talk to me, brother. Ah, Gregor.
Praise be to Christ, brother.
Not now, brother. After
Ah, Gregor.
Proud and disobedient characters, he should curb at the very beginning of their ill-doing by stripes and other bodily punishments, knowing that it is written, "The fool is not corrected with words." And again, you will deliver his soul from death. The rule of Saint Benedict. Cannot suffer any delay in execution. But this very obedience will be acceptable to God and pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done without.
Talk to me, brother. What do you desire?
In the middle of the night, I saw the brother Circators drinking and playing dice.
How marvelous! Did you join in? More importantly, can I join in next time?
Siskian? I thought it wasn't allowed.
If the Circators can, we all can.
That's not how it works, though, is it?
I know. A double standard. The elder brothers can do as they please, but they're the ones preaching about morality to us.
I'm still curious about...
It's no big terrible secret. Really, it isn't. I just go and read during services. There's no time otherwise. I mean...
I'll leave you...
I remember back when things will get better with the new act.
Talk to me, brother.
Here I am.
Just in time to manage it all. Once we're outside, we'll need to be careful, and we need to be quick. If we're not back before sunrise, someone will realize we've gone, and there'll be hell to pay.
Where exactly are we going for the wine?
Next to the monastery is the house of the custodian, a baron who provides military protection to the monastery. We'll take the wine from him.
Why go to all that trouble? Aren't the monastery wine cellars full?
They are, but Brother Solarius keeps records of all the casks, and the prior checks them. They'd investigate if any went missing. Whereas, if someone outside loses the odd cask, they're not going to suspect us monks.
That does sound reasonable. How do we do that once we're there? Will we need to break into the custodian's cellar?
You needn't break in anywhere. It's on the ground floor and usually unlocked. It holds supplies for the whole craftsman's yard, and every now and again, someone comes in to fetch something. The only thing we have to make sure is that nobody sees us.
What particular wine are the cicadas after?
They want some Znaimor wine, but there's no way we'll be able to tell what's what. We'll just grab a cask and head off. I doubt the custodian would have anything of poor quality in his cellar.
The brothers will complain.
They'll complain even more if they've nothing to drink at all.
I'm ready. We can head off.
All right. You have the outside keys, so get unlocking. Wonderful. Now you have to be quick. Go, and don't let anyone see you or there'll be trouble.
Wait, what do you mean I have to be quick? Aren't we going together?
You know, it's better if I stay here. One fellow attracts half the attention of two. Just go.
This isn't what we agreed. Either we both go or no one goes.
Oh, come on, Gregor. Don't be like that. The circators are waiting for their wine. You don't want to let them down.
All right then, I'm off.
Wonderful. Good luck, Gregor. I'll wait here for you. Ah, Gregor, talk to me.
Well done. Now take the cat back to its locator.
Feels like I've been waiting for you for all eternity. Talk to me, brother. What is it, brother?
Waiting pays off. There's no hurry.
What would you like?
Hey, you're a fine fellow. Show us what you've been hiding.
Turnipy nose with just the slightest hint of rat droppings. Not too lardy like the last one. Nice sharp elbows. It's not Olomouc nor Znojmo either. But as John says, drinkable enough. Thank you, brothers. And now sit down and share a cup with us.
What do you desire, Brother Gregor?
Gregor, talk.
What is it, brother?
Let's drink.
That's the idea. And what?
How about to the abbot?
To the abbot it is. But wait a minute, lad. Which one?
To Abbot John.
That's more.
Let's drink. How about to the abbot? To Peter. Let's drink. How about to the abbot?
To the abbot it is.
To Peter.
So, to Peter. He's done so much for us, but his time is at hand. To his immortal soul.
Let's play.
I'll say one thing, brother. This wine would grace the Pope's table.
I'm not so sure. It's a bit sour. God knows what's in it.
Don't be absurd. It's a first-class cask, direct from Znojmo.
What do you desire, brother?
I'll be going, brothers. It's been good to sit with you a while.
Don't.
Oh, alright, but that's the last cup. I'll be going, brothers. It's been good to sit with you a while.
Do us a favour, brother. Stay a little longer and have another drink with us. Here, some wine for you.
Thanks, but I won't have any more. I need my sleep.
As you wish, brother, as you wish. We'll be heading off soon ourselves.
I'll say one thing, brother. This wine would grace the Pope's table.
I'm not so sure. It's a bit sour.
In the night, I overheard the cicadas in the cellar. They were talking about you.
Oh, no. So it's still not over. This isn't a life in service of God. This is purgatory.
Lucas, what's going on?
What do you think? Just like you, I saw the cicadas drinking and playing hazard as if they were in a brothel.
You should have joined them.
Join them in their sinful pursuits. Yes, perhaps I should have, but I refuse to do it.
I warned them if they didn't stop, I'd go and tell the prior. But instead of mending their ways, they vented their anger on me.
You've picked the wrong people to make enemies of, Lucas, they told me. Now, I can't even count how many days and nights I've spent locked up in solitary confinement for the tiniest offenses, or for no offense at all.
Is there something I can do to help?
Would you? I think all it might take is for you to go and sit down with them, have a talk, set things straight, then they'd leave me alone. But I'm afraid even this path leads nowhere. They'd probably start hounding you as well.
I'm not afraid of them.
Brother, you have the courage I lack. May the grace of God be upon you. Can't you see we're at map?
Not now, but... Ah, Gregor.
I'd like to know some...
I don't know.
Do you know anything about Yodok?
I don't. He doesn't like me, and he's on very friendly terms with the Circators. That's about it.
Are you joking?
Why should I?
I'd have thought you might want to know who you'll be spending the rest of your life with. I definitely do. In fact, I probably already know more about them than you do.
Don't get upset. I'm sorry I can't tell you more. I just haven't felt like getting to know anyone yet.
I've heard that that you enjoy the company of men. Is there any truth to it?
What? How do you know that?
I read it in the abbot's book.
What? The abbot's book is locked up in his chambers, and he'd never allow anyone to read it. Did you break in? But why? Just so you could dig something up on me?
I was looking for something else, but I just happened to come across your... story.
No matter what you were looking for, you crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed. But don't worry, I won't tell on you if you promise me the same. Yes, you can call me a sodomite, a sinner, a monster, the spawn of Satan. But tell me this, Gregor. Can I help the way I am? I tell you, it's a test of my faith. A test so daunting you can't even imagine it.
You're right. I found it interesting, but I'm not judging you. You are the way you are. You should be true to yourself.
I'm glad you aren't like the others. Thank you for not passing judgment. I swear to God, I've never lain with another man. I've never sinned. When my father wanted me to find a wife and start a family, I told him the truth, and he had me sent here. And in a way, I was glad. My guilt had been consuming me, and I knew in the monastery I'd find peace. The Lord sees my soul, and He knows it's pure.
Will you tell me something about you?
There's nothing
I mean, where you're from, what sort of life you had before.
I'm a novice, and my...
Come on.
I could. What has been...
Permission to speak should rarely be granted even to perfect disciples, even though it be for good, holy, edifying conversation. For it is written... But as for coarse jests and idle words, or words that move to laughter, these we condemn everywhere with a perpetual ban. And for such conversation we do not permit a disciple. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the spirit of silence. Let us do what the prophet says. I said, I will guard my ways, that I may not sin with my tongue.
Praise be to our Lord Jesus.
Guard to my mouth. I was mute and was humbled and kept silence even from good things. Here times to refrain even from good speech. So much the more on the sin make us avoid evil words. There. Laughter, these we condemn everywhere with a perpetual ban.
Ah, Gregor.
I'm interested in...
You're not alone.
Why, what's wrong with it now?
Many brothers think more about their stomachs than prayer. The older brethren bend the rules of the order to make them fit their interests. So, to balance the scales, they want the novices to lead exemplary lives. Sin abounds here. Just...
That's all.
Peace be with you, brother. What would you like?
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. There's the alchemist's laboratory. You'll find ingredients in the chests next to it. Today's task, 2 cockerel potions. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby. Don't forget to let me know when you're done so I can check them. Praise. Ah, Gregor, talk to me.
I finished my work.
Show me what you've made. Spectacular, Gregor. You've found your talent. Soon enough, you'll be teaching the other novices.
Servus.
What do we have here? A nice sharp dagger. Now what would a monk need that for?
What would you like?
I'm here to work.
Excellent.
Can you read at all? I've never seen so many mistakes. intelligent among his disciples, but
be with
demonstrating
you.
the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember
Gregor.
what he is and what he is called, and should know that to...
What troubles you? I found a dagger in your stash.
And why shouldn't you have? I did hide it there after all. Do you often go through other people's belongings?
Well then, I have a question for you. I think you know what it is. What does a monk need a dagger for?
That dagger's the only thing I have left of my father. It was in our old shop under the counter. Father kept it there to protect himself from thieves. When I was little, I admired that dagger so much. I asked Father if he'd give it to me when I was older. He always said yes, but only after he was dead.
The well-disposed and those of good understanding, let him correct with verbal admonition the first and second time. But bold, hard, proud,
Go on,
and
please.
disobedient characters, he should
Now
curb
Father's
the
dead
very
and I'm here.
beginning of their ill-doing by
That piece of
stripes
steel is
and
the only thing I
other
have left from the
bodily
outside world.
Knowing
I
that
know
it
it's not
is
suitable
written,
for a monk,
the
but
fool is not
I can't
corrected
part
with
with it.
words.
So now you
And
know
again,
everything.
Beat your
Are you
son
satisfied?
with a rod, and you will deliver his soul from death. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the abbot. Therefore, when anyone receives the name of abbot, he ought to govern his disciples with a twofold teaching. That is to say, he should show them all that is good and holy, by his deeds even more than by his words, expounding the Lord's commandments in words to the intelligent among his disciples, but demonstrating the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called, and should know that to whom more is committed, from him more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another.
What do you desire?
Unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders, but, since he has the authority, let him cut out those faults by the roots as soon as they begin to appear. Remembering the fate of Heli,
Stop, Gregor.
well disposed and those of good understanding, let him correct with verbal admonition
Brother.
the first and second time.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be working somewhere? Idle.
He should curb at the very beginning of the
Come now, brother. Aren't we friends? You know very well that monks can't survive on prayer alone. Forgive me this once.
This time I'll look the other way. But next time you won't get out of being punished.
from death. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the abbot. Therefore, when anyone receives the name of abbot, he ought to govern. The rule
What
of
do you
Saint
desire?
Benedict.
I
Readings
found a dagger.
Therefore, when anyone receives the name of abbot, he ought to govern his
Well
disciples
then, I have-
with a twofold
That
teaching.
dagger's the only thing I...
That is to say, he should show them all that is good and holy.
Oh, that's
by
enough.
his deeds even more
You don't
than by
need to
his
say
words.
any more.
Thank you, brother.
Expounding the Lord's
So now you know
commandments in
everything.
words to the intelligent among his disciples, but demonstrating the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called, and should know that to whom more is committed, from him more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders, but, since he has the authority, let him cut out
What would
those
you like?
faults by the roots as soon as they begin to appear. Remembering the fate of Heli, the priest of Silo. The well-disposed and those of good understanding, let him correct with verbal admonition the first and second time. But bold, hard, proud, and disobedient characters he should curb at the very beginning of their ill-doing by stripes and other bodily punishments, knowing that it is written, "The fool is not corrected with words." And again, beat your son with the rod, and you will deliver his soul from death.
Praise be to Christ, brother.